As you might imagine, just an outstanding goal scorer. Flip it over to the other side for the Duke Blue Devils. They're in a 4-2-3-1 formation. It is a familiar formation for them after some experimentation early on in the season. Tony Payne, the senior, 4 goals and 4 assists in her last 7 NCAA tournament games. She's working her way up the program record list in terms of NCAA points. A goal and 2 assists in Duke's opening win in the first round against Charlotte. So we have the lineup introductions taking place now. Jared, maybe a couple of thoughts, high level, for you as we look toward this matchup. Somebody's going to head to the round of 16 in just a couple of hours. Maybe a couple of keys for each team.
Yeah, well, I think one thing when you look at the Duke starting lineup, it's Christina Gibbons playing in that left wing position. Christina Gibbons has been one of the best players in the country, really, for the last 2 years. And she's been moved around a lot this year, played a lot of wing back, but she's got the pace and the tenacity to really cause problems for defense. So seeing her playing on the wing definitely means Duke's really going to push for to create chances and score goals today. And you know, it'll be interesting to see which team dictates the run of play. If Illinois State's able to keep possession and keep Duke defending, then they could really knock Duke on their heels. A team that's definitely expecting to try to make a run to get back at the Final Four.
Taking a look at the head coaches for this evening's matchup, looking at the Blue Devils first as they are introduced on the field. Head coach Robbie Church, 16th season in Durham. Duke is unbeaten in 13 straight NCAA games at home. They've won their last 3 second-round matches. Duke has outscored teams 41-7 in NCAA games here at Koskinen Stadium and here at Duke. Flip it over to the other side. Eric Goals in his second year with the Illinois State Redbirds. MVC Coaching Staff of the Year, won a regular season title for the 11th time in program history, the 7th tournament title for that program, second round for the 3rd time ever, and the 3rd time in the past 4 years. So certainly on an upward trend is Illinois State, 14-5-3 on the season, 5-0-1 in MVC play. The Blue Devils 13-4-3, 7-2-1 in the ACC. And so these final moments before the start of action, Jared, I imagine equal parts excitement, equal parts anxiety, just a lot of different emotions going on now. You want to be loose, but you want to play with the urgency that is required when it's a winner-take-all situation.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there's an unbelievable mix of emotions because, at any moment you could score a goal and be the hero and, create some history for your school and send your program on. And at any moment you could get scored on that could end your season. So, I mean, you're nervous not to get scored on, but you're totally excited at the chance to score a goal.
45 minutes on the clock. I think we should see a very competitive game here in round number 2 between Duke and Illinois State. This is a game that, as you see, Coach Goal is going to talk with Robbie Church and exchange pleasantries before this one. This feels very much, he said, that is Coach Church said, to Duke's game against Florida Gulf Coast at a similar point in last year's tournament. It was a team in Florida Gulf Coast that had not lost in a really long time. When you have a team that's used to that type of winning, losing does not enter into the equation anymore. It's a confidence. There's an air of invincibility in a good way. It's not taking anything for granted, but it's just that the negativity never even enters into the mind of the players or coaches. And as far as Illinois State is concerned, yes, on paper they're probably not supposed to win this game, but they're going to let that be decided inside the lines.
Well, yeah, and that streak of games with no losses just proves them and gives them confidence that what they're doing and their game plan, it's been successful. And they believe in it and they've had success with it. So whether it's Duke or any other team in the country, they're confident that the way they're going into this game is going to be successful. And that's something that's hard because once they have confidence, it really creates a different game. And they're not afraid of Duke, even though Duke's the defending national finalist at home. They won't be afraid of that.
We felt like in that first game that it was going to be low scoring, and ended up that it was. 1-0 was the final for those that missed it between Northwestern and Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. However, this game, I think, has a little bit of a different feel to it. Northwestern had only conceded 6 goals. SIUE probably was going to play a little bit more packed in. That's how they earned the spot in the round of 32 against Notre Dame. They were able to create some opportunities against the Fighting Irish, but for the most part, it was defend, maybe hit something on the counter, play into penalty kicks, and take our chances. In this game, you're talking about a Duke team that scored 43 goals on the season. Illinois State has scored 48. I think we're going to see some goals here tonight. It'll be interesting to see if that plays out.
Yeah, I think we definitely expect a bit more of an attacking game out of these two teams, but I think when the stakes are so high in the NCAA tournament and really conceding a goal can really change your season, I think these games tend to be a little bit more low scoring because no one wants to concede. But we'll see. I mean, if there's an early goal, that could absolutely open up things and lead to a couple, maybe 2-3 goals in this game, but. It'll be interesting to see how both of these teams start and what kind of defensive pressure Illinois State wants to put on Duke. Right now, it seems like, at least for the first few minutes in this game, they're going to be very fine just sitting off and keeping their shape, which looks, by the way, Ryan, it looks like Illinois State's in a 3-5-2. That's how they set up from the kickoff. So, if those wingers in that formation are sitting more in the back line, and that's kind of 5 in the back, and you could see a pretty defensive performance then, at least early on from Illinois State. So definitely something to look at early.
Yeah, it's a bit unconventional for Coach Goals.
Yeah,
in terms of formation, and that was part of what he was hoping for was basically, look, we don't want to play a style that a lot of people have seen. It might give us a competitive advantage if people haven't played against this, what he calls a 3-6-1, but obviously it's going to morph into lots of different things. It's basically 3 in the back. There's a diamond in the middle, 2 flankers on either side, and then a couple of forwards up top, or 1 forward up top. So it's something that may start as one thing and then bleed into about 5 or 6 other things as the game continues.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a little more interesting of a tactical matchup when you have a team playing a formation with a 3-back line. To see how the rest of the 7 players in the field kind of space themselves out. But, I mean, when I look at a 3-back lineup, I would definitely think Christina Gibbons and Imani Dorsey will have a ton of space in these wings. And you see Christina right there, able to get the ball with a lot of space. And without true wing backs, that's kind of what you see. And dispossessed right there, good defending by the right center back from Illinois State. But, I mean, those are the areas I think that Duke is immediately going to try to get into because they don't have those traditional outside backs.
Be interesting to see if it plays out as you just described. It sort of did as you were talking, and so we'll see if that is a consistent theme. You've been right on today a couple of different times, Jared. You've asked for it and you have received as Illinois State works up the field. Lauren Kale, 17 goals to her name on the season, almost twice as many as anybody on Duke's side. As Morgan Reed with a touch on that one. Dorsey back to retrieve and plays it to Skylar DeBray. Well, the players that have scored for Illinois State have scored in bunches. All but 2 of the players that have scored this year have scored at least 2 goals. You got people with 17, 6, 3 with 5, another one with 4. Plenty of goals to go around for the Redbirds. Here's Chelsea Burns out of the back. Stevens tries to play it to her. Burns is first to it. Couple of runners in the box. Burns steps in front of it and earns the corner kick for Duke. First set piece for either team belongs to the Blue Devils.
Well done by Chelsea Burns there to win the corner kick. It looks like Duke's going to send 2 out for the corner kick, Olivia Earlbeck and Tony Payne. We'll see if they decide to play it short. Illinois State's only sending 1 out right now, so that's 2v1 if they want to take it.
See if Duke elects to go short. Earlbeck, the freshman. And they do that. So there's a 2v1. Earlbeck beats her on the baseline, sent in the 6-yard box, over to kick save, another one, still available in the 6-yard box. Incredible save right off the bat. And we are off and running. Haley Smith comes up huge for the Redbirds. Morgan Reed sends that one all the way back in. It's deflected over the head. Tony Payne puts it in the back of the net, but the offside flag is up. And while that is up, 2 Blue Devils are down. So just the worst case scenario for Duke here at the start is you have a collision of 2 players and then an offside flag negating a goal. Looks like it was Ella Stevens and Lizzie Rabin potentially involved in the collision. Let's look at this save. It was Rabin getting a left foot on it. Smith able to get down on the ground for the save. And then Morgan Reed puts it right back in the mixer. A beautiful flick on. Obviously, it depends on where Tony Payne was when the ball was played. If we can maybe take another look at that same replay and freeze it when the ball was kicked as they work on Ella Stevens, a freshman who has had a tremendous initial campaign here in Durham. She'll go, or think about going the short way on the end line. Let's take a look. It was hard to see there. There it is. So the ball is headed, and Payne is offsides when the ball makes contact with the head. Good call there by the linesperson.
Pretty incredible start to the game right there. I mean, we were talking about the 2-on-1 for the corner kick, and Olivia Earlbeck just great little move to get by her defender there, and that's why you got to send two people out there to defend that. Olivia Earlbeck's able to beat her defender, who's trying to defend two people, and then played a great ball in, and Lizzie Raven was so close to getting that first goal. So excellent start by Duke, and if I'm Coach Eric Goals, I'm thinking about sending two people out to the next corner kick.
Yeah, no question about it.
Didn't work out too well.
And wouldn't that have changed the complexion of this game if we had a goal in the first 5 minutes? As it stands, though, tremendous work by Smith. The freshman has kind of been thrown to the wolves this year, according to Coach Goals. Coming up aces here to start. Another chance. Dorsey just rips that one from distance as Smith helps that one over the end line. Might have been going wide of frame, but no reason to take any chances here in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, and that's already a couple times Illinois State's trying to play out of the back and play good soccer, which, you know, I have a lot of respect for that, but they've had a couple passes now intercepted in their defensive half, and I mean, Duke's a phenomenal counterattacking team with a lot of pace up top. And Illinois State goes with two people out this time.
That one's bent into a dangerous spot, played onto the goal line and saved. Are you serious? The Blue Devils are inches away on multiple occasions. This one, I think, was cleared off the line by a defender. Two incredibly dangerous set pieces for Duke.
My goodness, Ryan. This is this the last 5 minutes of the game right now? Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, this is an incredible pace to start this one. We'll see if we can get another look, and there were a lot of bodies in front there. Just from our vantage point, I don't think it was Smith that got it. Looked like a player off of the goal line. It was Dorsey, and it was a couple of different Redbirds there on that near post that kept it out of the goal. So can Illinois State make something happen here? How dramatic would it be if they were to score first after Duke has been inches away? What a start here to game two of our doubleheader.
Yeah, and we did see two people went out for the next corner kick after the freshman Olivia Earlbeck showed the Illinois State coaches what a little bit of skill can do in a 2v1 situation. So well done by Olivia to earn that second defender, and it almost paid off for a goal the second time too.
Yeah, Earlbeck, the freshman, what a job she has done on the first two set pieces for the Blue Devils. Here's Gibbons out wide again, tries to play that one with the left foot, but it's blocked away that time. Looked like Jarsenbeck back there.
And that's exactly the spot on the field that I was mentioning earlier. I'm not sure a three-back system against this Duke team with such dynamic wingers is necessarily the best strategy. You know, I'm not coaching a team that hasn't lost since September 8th, but that spot on the field is going to be wide open for Imani and Christina Gibbons. And, I mean, that's the second time right there Christina's able to get in that spot. She chose to try to send one into the box there, but I don't know if they want to live with that all game because those two players are dynamic.
Here's Gibbons stepping into that one. Redbirds have numbers back. Oh, beautiful ball played through to Imani Dorsey. 2-on-2. Payne and Dorsey breaking in toward the 18-yard box. Step over from Dorsey. Gets it on the left foot, but it's high and wide.
Fantastic work by Christina Gibbons, and great to find Imani Dorsey, who is just a one-on-one nightmare. She can go right and she can go left. And as a defender, you feel hopeless in that situation. She's so quick, so two-footed. Kind of settled for a shot there, kind of from about the 18 with her left foot, but I mean, she can absolutely score from that range. So a great start for Duke, and Duke certainly looks up for it from the start.
No question about it.
That's one thing you always are looking at. I mean, no reason to not be up for it for this game, but they've definitely come out on a mission.
See how Illinois State can respond. Again, the Redbirds earning a spot in this final 32 with a penalty kick shootout win over Michigan. Reed in front of the Illinois State bench tries to play that one down that right wing, perhaps trying to lead Tony Payne, but those two not on the same page, so it'll be a goal kick. And what a start for Haley Smith and this Illinois State defense. I mean, you're just doing everything you can to try to keep the ball out of the net. So thus far, they've been successful, but this field has felt very slanted here for the first 9 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you a bit of momentum to block a couple balls right off the line. You feel like you maybe almost conceded, and then to not concede, it gives you definitely a boost of confidence. But they've got to turn that into some attacking options too. They're sitting off on Duke so deep and not putting any pressure on the ball. They obviously don't want to get beaten behind by pressuring Duke too much, but they're not going to have the ball enough in Duke's half at this rate with the way they're defending. So, it's early, 10 minutes in the first half, and the coach could easily tell them to do one thing for the first 20 minutes and then change it up, but they're sitting off very far.